Jimin's confession made a scene. Who is the person who is always there for him? The latest news from the world of K-pop is back to rock the ARMY. In an emotional moment captured during an exclusive interview, BTS's Park Jimin finally revealed a shocking statement that instantly made fans all over the world excited. With a trembling voice but full of sincerity, Jimin admitted that there was one figure who had been his main backup, both in joy and sorrow. He never left me, even when I was at my lowest point. He is always there, whether in the form of simple words or just a soothing presence. Jimin said while holding back emotions. This confession immediately sparked various speculations. The ARMY immediately guessed, who is the figure referred to by Jimin? Many suspect that the person is one of the BTS members who is known to be very close to him, namely Jungkook. The two have long been in the limelight because of their strong chemistry, both on stage and behind the scenes. Not a few fans also think that this recognition is a form of Jimin's appreciation for the brotherhood that they have built together since trainee days. ARMY knows very well how Jungkook and Jimin complement each other. So if Jimin says there is someone who is always there for him, we have no doubt that it is Jungkook, right? One of the fans comments on social media. This moment further strengthens ARMY's belief that BTS is not just a music group, but rather a family that grew together through a long journey full of obstacles. And for Jimin, the existence of a figure who always accompanies him is a strong reason why he can continue to stand up to this day. This emotional confession not only made ARMY's heart tremble, but it also proves how deep the relationship is between the members of BTS. Until now, Jimin and Jungkook's names continue to be trending on various platforms. The story of their brotherhood has touched millions of hearts around the world. After the statement came out, the social media universe immediately exploded. Hashtags such as #JiminConfession, #JungkookAlways, to #ThankYouJungkook occupy a global trending topic on X, Twitter. ARMYs from different countries flooded timelines with Jimin's video footage, interview snippets, until a long analysis of why Jungkook is very likely to be the figure he refers to. Fans began to remember the little moments that they had kept neatly in memory. Like when Jimin once fell ill in the middle of a busy concert schedule and Jungkook was the one who looked the most worried, even waiting backstage. Or when Jimin expresses his insecurities about his voice and appearance, Jungkook was the first to give sincere praise and encouragement. The pieces of memories are now reassembled by the ARMY as clear evidence that Jimin's confession was not just words, rather, it is a reflection of the relationship that they have been building for a long time. On the other hand, there is also the ARMY which considers that this recognition could be broader in meaning. That the figure Jimin meant was not only Jungkook, but also all the BTS members who had accompanied him since the beginning of the trip. But still, the most intense public spotlight fell on Jungkook. Given their closeness, that is so often evident. Interestingly, some Korean media also highlighted this. The published articles mentioned that Jimin has always been an expressive figure in expressing his feelings, while Jungkook tends to be more reserved. The combination of these two personalities is what makes their relationship even more special, because Jungkook often expresses his concern through simple actions that actually mean a lot to Jimin. The reaction of fans did not stop only in cyberspace. There is an ARMY that makes fan art, video edits, even long writings that recapitulate the journey of Jungkook since the trainee period until now. All the work seemed to be a form of appreciation and celebration of the emotional bond that Jimin shared with the public. What makes this moment even more emotional is the way Jimin conveys it. His tone was full of sincerity, as if every word was born from the deepest feelings. Fans who watched the recording of the interview admitted that they cried because they could feel how hard Jimin's journey was and how meaningful it is to have someone who really never left him. Now, the big question still resonates. Will Jimin one day mention directly who that figure is? Or did he deliberately keep this puzzle alive so that it would be a beautiful memory for himself and the ARMY? Since the trainee period, Jimin and Jungkook have been seen to have a unique dynamic. Jungkook was a very young magne and tended to be shy. Meanwhile, Jimin came as a new trainee with high spirits. Many other trainees mentioned that Jimin is a person who always tries to be intimate, not letting Jungkook feel alone. That's where their relationship began. not just as colleagues, but as brothers and sisters as well as friends who complement each other. ARMY still clearly remembers the old story when Jungkook first entered the BTS dormitory. He had difficulty adapting, but Jimin, who was attentive, often accompanied him. Don't even hesitate to share food or just invite him to chat so that Jungkook doesn't feel foreign. This little moment is now considered by fans as the foundation of a bond that grows closer over time. Then go into the debut period. Their closeness is increasingly evident on the camera screen. Many of BTS's early variety shows showed how Jimin was very attentive to Jungkook, starting from feeding food, justifying her hair, to asking her condition in between activities. Jungkook himself, although initially embarrassed, slowly begins to show his spoiled side and dependence on Jimin. This is what makes many ARMY convinced that there is a deeper emotional bond behind that simple gesture. As BTS grew into a global group, Jimin and Jungkook's relationship also developed. The two of them begin to find comfort in each other in the face of immense pressure as world idols. Fans often notice how Jungkook, who is usually quiet, can suddenly be more open when he is around Jimin. So does Jimin, who often relies on Jungkook as a balancing figure when he feels mentally tired. Some of the moments most often referred to by ARMY as proof of their closeness include when Jimin was sick in the middle of a concert. Jungkook looked panicked and immediately made sure Jimin's condition was safe before continuing his performance. There was also a behind-the-scenes moment when Jimin told me that he felt inferior. Then Jungkook looked at her sincerely and said that Jimin was a source of inspiration for him. The sentence had made Jimin speechless and seemed to hold back his emotions, as if Jungkook's words really penetrated his heart. Not stopping there, the era after they began to undergo individual projects also showed interesting things. Despite their busy schedules, fans found evidence that they still often make time to meet. There were reports of the ARMY seeing the two dining together secretly at a small restaurant in LA, and although there was no official confirmation, the story became the subject of widespread talk among fans. The latest moment that made an ARMY splash was when Jimin in an interview mentioned that there was someone who was always there for him, never left him, and continued to give strength. Fans immediately associated the phrase with Jungkook because their track record of being together already speaks volumes. ARMY's reaction was so emotional. Some were relieved that the relationship between the two remained close despite the enormous pressure of the industry. Some are even more curious if one day Jimin will actually mention Jungkook's name directly. But clearly, that recognition was enough for fans to relive the sweet memory of Jungkook, which has been one of the hottest sides of BTS's journey. Jimin's confession about the person who has always been there for him is not just an emotional sentence. Rather, it is a reflection of the long journey of friendship, trust, and closeness that has existed since the trainees' time until now. ARMY believes that the words were addressed to Jungkook, who from the beginning was indeed a witness, as well as a loyal companion Jimin in joy and sorrow. This moment not only made fans' hearts tremble, but also reminded that behind the magnificent stage and the spotlight of the world, there is a genuine bond maintained between them. A simple but meaningful confession that finally reinforces the belief that brotherhood and emotional closeness is one of the reasons BTS has been able to stay solid and loved until now.